Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro with me, your host Donald Wonder, and it's time for another documentary of the month. Now this month I found a pretty fun documentary that's been recommended to me for a long time, dealing with a topic I find very interesting. But before that, did you guys see that awesome Black Panther trailer? We're getting our first black superhero with an all black cast. As a black man, I have to be happy. But guys, this isn't about Black Panther, but it is somewhat related because we're going to talk about black cinema. And this documentary we're focusing on is actually dealing with one of the most iconic, spoken about parts of black cinema history, which looking at it now might be more frowned upon and seen as a joke. But the Blaxploitation era, which seemed to be at the late 60s, mid 70s, I think it was like a 7 or 8 year span at its core. You know, it came, it went, and just revealing all my cards, I've never been a big fan of Blaxploitation. I was born in the 80s. I've seen like 1 or 2 Blaxploitation movies. More recently, you know, in recent years, they've tried to kind of do throwback movies like Undercover Brother or Black Dynamite or the Black Dynamite series. They even did Shaft, which was, I think, was a little bit more serious with Samuel L. Jackson. But either way, I'm talking about the documentary called Badasssss Cinema. This documentary is pretty awesome because it kind of chronicles the Blaxploitation era, that late 60s to mid 70s era, where Blaxploitation became a big boom in Hollywood. And I like this documentary mostly because it has a lot of people that were involved with the film at the time, including stars. You know, Quentin Tarantino's there because he's a massive fan of Blaxploitation and black culture, as a lot of people know. Then you've got other people like Pam Grier, Samuel L. Jackson, and other actors of the time. Now, to be honest with you, it's a short documentary. It's just under an hour, and you can watch it on YouTube right now. I'll put a link in the card. I don't think I'm promoting piracy because I think it was kind of a direct to DVD. It's kind of out of print, so watch it on YouTube. This was a fun documentary, and it wasn't only fun, it was informative because this brought up a lot of things I didn't understand about Blaxploitation, like how it came, why it came, how it benefited Hollywood, how it kind of saved Hollywood, what happened to the actors, and even the future, and how it helped shape black cinema, and how it did cast a lot of negative light on the black community. Because even when I think about it now, a lot of Blaxploitation movies are basically action, crime, satires. You know, it's always got to do with the black characters either being some kind of anti-hero, drug dealer, pimp, vigilante, and it's still awesome. And you know, it was just great going behind the scenes and hearing the actors and directors talk about it, but they're very critical. They talk about how it actually didn't really help the black community, and you know, a lot of black leaders at the time, like Jesse Jackson, was really against the movement as well. And you know, Blaxploitation came and went, and you know, just talking about my friends and family, we always saw Blaxploitation as a joke. You know, we never really took it seriously, but the actors involved took it seriously to a point, and it's just funny how it helped shaped American cinema. You might not believe that, but it really does. This documentary does enlighten you how it really did help cinema and did bring a light to black culture for better and for worse. So, you know, I'm not going to make this review very long because it's a fine watch. It's really short, and man, the one thing that stood out to me about Blaxploitation that I always forget is the soundtracks. You know, everyone that got involved, James Brown, Curtis Mayfield, I mean, I can't remember all the names, but every time I hear the soundtrack, I remember why Blaxploitation was so cool. But let me tell you something, man. I watched a Blaxploitation movie probably about 2 years ago. It was terrible. I mean, these do not age well at all. And I like the fact the documentary does not shy away and says now they really don't hold up. And they were just, you know, they were using it to voice a lot of their frustrations, to give black culture heroes or people to look up to instead of all the, you know, 90% white Hollywood movies. And the reason why I started talking about Black Panther, because now, you know, 60 years after the fact, we're only now starting to get real black cinema that isn't about slavery. Because, you know, I have to say, guys, last year, one of my favorite black cast movies was Birth of a Nation, but it's a slavery movie, and I'm kind of done with them. I want to see a black cast do something else. I mean, there's other movies that have tried, but I mean, some of the ones that are put something on the screen now, they just tomfoolery. They feel just like dumb black comedies. You guys have heard me talk about black television as well, like shows like Blackish and Survivor's Remorse and even Empire. It kind of jars me. I want to see more intelligent black cinema and black television. And I don't know if I've uploaded the video for Dear White People, the TV series, but even that, I want to see more stuff of a more cerebral, more intelligent, and not so tone deaf, comedic, black, predictable movies we've seen again and again and again. And the Blaxploitation era, looking back on it now, it has a lot of historical relevance and is very interesting to film critics and cinema, but it doesn't age as well. But still, they tried, and it was a really good opening gate. And it's nice to take a look back to see what they were doing. And a lot of it is cool. A lot of it I would go back and watch. I'm not going to lie. One day I will sit down and have fun, maybe with my girlfriend and my friends, and we're going to just enjoy the campy Blaxploitation era. I think the most thing I appreciate about the documentary, which I never thought about, is the term Blaxploitation, which, if you think about it, is basically saying exploiting black people. And everyone in the industry never really liked that term because they never really thought they were exploiting black people. The movies of the time were fantasies. They were, kind of the Django Unchained revenge against the white man kind of story. So that was there, but they never saw it as they were exploiting the black community to make these movies. But that's the label of Blaxploitation. And every time now that I say it, I recognize that, is that really the right term for this genre? I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you, about the term. I just realize that, every time you say Blaxploitation, you're saying that this is cinema that exploits black people. And I don't think it does that at all. I just think it's corny, hammy movies that were put together on a low budget. And the term is incorrect, but it doesn't offend me. But I can see why it doesn't really fit what they were going for. But hey, it's history now. This isn't the first genre that's been mislabeled. I could think of many others. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Check out the documentary. It's on YouTube. It's not even an hour. And honestly, if you're ever curious about Blaxploitation, they go through all the best movies: Superfly, Shaft, Foxy Brown. If you don't know about Blaxploitation, honestly, watching this documentary might be enough. Might just be a really quick, fun history lesson, and hearing scholars, film critics, and actors talk about it. And I think it's really cool, really relevant. My final thoughts on that is, again, every now and again, we do see these little faux Blaxploitation movies. They're just camp. Like, Black Dynamite, it's just camp. It's fun. It's 70s camp. It doesn't really bother me. I wouldn't mind seeing one of these movies every now and again. I would like to see a more smarter subversion of the genre, and it'll probably come. But seeing this documentary that was made in 2002, it still holds up pretty well today. I think it's a really good documentary. I think you should check it out. Whether you like Blaxploitation or black movies, honestly, I think this documentary is good just for film cinema alone. So that's why I definitely recommend it. It's short and sweet. Again, link in the YouTube card or in the description if you want to quickly watch it. Check it out for the first 15 minutes and I think you'll watch it all, because honestly, it was an easy, quick watch and it was fun for this documentary of the month. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below if you've seen Blaxploitation movies or what your thoughts on the genre is. If you watch this documentary after the recommendation, let me know what you think about it. Again, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I know some of you guys do not like the monthly documentaries, but again, I like to broaden the horizons here on Planet Tyro. And if you've got any documentary recommendations, let us know in the comments down below. So anyway, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Hit the annotation on the screen, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for listening.